What's up, Glorbers? Before we get started into the video, I just wanted to add that this is the spoiler warning. I will be talking about spoilers for the Resident Evil franchise as a whole and Resident Evil 9 Requiem. So if you haven't played the game yet, please go play the game. It's amazing. And watch the full review after. Watch playthrough, do whatever you want. I just don't want you to get spoiled. Alright, enjoy the video, guys.
Meanwhile,
I wanna heal, I wanna feel what I thought was never real. I wanna let go of the pain I felt so long. Erase all the pain till it's gone. I wanna heal, I wanna feel like I close.
And now for something completely different.
Yeah, sometimes I forget this game is survival horror when I play as Leon. But anyways, what it do, goobers? Resident Evil 9 is here. And honestly, in my personal opinion, let me cut to the chase, I think it's a very good game. I consider it maybe one of the best Resident Evils that we've gotten. On par with Resident Evil 4. I will go as far as saying that. But hey, we've done this a couple times with High Guard and Deadlock, so you know what's first. And my favorite part of these is the good. I like to start these off with a positive note. First and foremost, the gameplay is immaculate. They basically just grabbed everything good with the Resident Evil 4 remake and its gameplay and improved on it, and somehow managed to also incorporate it within the first-person gameplay. That's if you used the first-person camera, which, might I add, thank you so much, Capcom, for letting me swap between the cameras, but I used first-person with Grace for the increased horror effect, and I used third-person on Leon because that dude's a badass. And yeah, I want to add next for the character designs. I really liked the outfits that Leon and Grace had during the game. Leon, of course, with his rock body, beautiful stud, was wearing, of course, a sick jacket with real authentic leather. It was beautiful. But let's go to our new protagonist, Grace Ashcroft, who had a bit of a basic outfit for an FBI analyst. But I really liked that, honestly. It worked with her character. It worked. Zeno, on the other hand, is basically if Wesker decided to just lock in with his fashion game. But maybe it's him. Who knows? And Victor Gideon's design was really interesting. I really liked the snakeskin jacket that he had on, with the mix of the visor. That was a really cool design choice by Capcom. I really liked it. Lastly, I want to touch on the elite soldiers with Umbrella. I really liked their modern take on the secret service part of Umbrella. The secret soldiers of it. Or it could have not been Umbrella. Who knows? Or you know it's Umbrella because if you did the boss fight and went back to look at his hands, it was Hunk, commander of Alpha Team. Where was I? Oh, yes. The enemy designs. The zombies in the care center I really want to touch upon. I really liked how they looked, how they had different variations of them, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure you could find files throughout the care center that talked about their symptoms and how it correlates with how they act as a zombie. Let's not forget the girl, the one that eats a guy whole right in front of Grace. That didn't scare the bejeebs out of me. And then there's Chunk. I don't know why they added him. I guess just to add, like, a pain in the butt for the West Wing, but who knows, man. Alright, for the last of the good part that I want to add, the acting. Dude. Angela Santabano? I probably butchered that name. I'm sorry, Angela. Let's just add, she absolutely 100%, not even 100%, like 10,000% killed it, dude. She was amazing for the role of Grace Ashcroft. I want to just touch on the scene where Alyssa, her mother, died. I genuinely thought for a second that they just killed her mom right in front of her in the studio to try to invoke the reaction that we got from Grace. Incredible acting from her. But hey, I want to show you it real quick, just to show how good of an actor she is. Alright, check it out.
Later, Grace.
I
Found you.
Yeah. It's something, dude. But enough of her. Let's touch on our good old friend, Nick Apostolides? I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry, I butcher these names, and I feel bad, because they're such legends now, especially Nick, for the fact that he is back as Leon Kennedy, which now technically makes him the only voice actor in all of history to return for the third time as the role of Leon $sign Kennedy. Yeah, I see you, Leon, with a $259,000 Porsche. Get out of here. But yeah. Over the years, throughout all the games, from the original Resident Evil 2 to Resident Evil 6, Leon had a different voice actor in every single game. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure they changed the voice actor of Leon Kennedy in every game. Resident Evil 6 had Matthew Mercer, I remember. But starting with the Resident Evil 2 remake, they casted Nick Apostolides. And then with the Resident Evil 4 remake, he returned to the role. And he did make history because he was the only returning actor for Leon Kennedy. And now he's the only voice actor in all of history to return for the role of Leon Kennedy for the third time. Which is pretty impressive, man. Because, of course, he killed it. And, of course, we love him. And I believe me and probably the entire Resident Evil community probably have spoken a million times how much we love him to always bring him back. I believe he is the definite voice of Leon Kennedy. Because like I said, yeah, he killed it, man. He really pulled off the pissed off guy who just wants to retire. But he's kind of running out of time. Because the T-virus from all those years ago started to do something in his body that was kind of killing him. Because Leon, dude, he's not only a powerful badass, he's a powerful, pissed off badass. But Unfortunately, not an A game is perfect, especially the Resident Evil franchise. Even Resident Evil 4 has problems. Luckily, it's not much with this game, because it's Capcom. They managed to make a banging game. My really first complaint, and it's a super small one, is that I felt like some of the common zombie enemies that you saw throughout the game were a bit too tanky for my taste. Now, I want to really touch upon the Raccoon City section of the game, to where you had your basic zombies, and then you had the special ones, like the chainsaw guys who were armored. I just felt like the fights, like the little segments of the fights, just lasted way too long because the common ones just didn't want to stay down, damn it! Yeah. Especially with the two variants that would appear throughout your time in the destroyed city of Raccoon City. I don't know why I said it like that. You kind of get what I'm saying. It just added an unnecessary level of difficulty, because the two variants, I believe, are the BSAA soldiers and the chainsaw ones, and they just had a lot of health and were armored. My second to last, well, not second to last, my last complaint. It's not a Resident Evil game without some story problems. Every Resident Evil game, well, the entire series has a messy storyline, but it's not that big of a deal. It's just one part of it that really bothered me. And that's Alyssa Ashcroft and Oswald E. Spencer. Now, believe me, I'm not smart at all. I'm not the smartest fellow on the internet. But I do find it a bit weird and off-putting that the Oswald E. Spencer, one of the founders of Umbrella, agreed to interview with Alyssa Ashcroft, who, I believe, after the Raccoon City disaster, made an article on the bioweapons, or the BOWs, which, yeah, they did lead to the Raccoon trials, but her whole article kind of just dwindled as like a mere urban legend kind of thing, and it didn't really go anywhere, but it still leads into my next point. Capcom, let's be serious here for a second. You are going to try to get me to buy an Oswald E. Spencer redemption arc? Like, dude, he casually killed just anybody he considered a rival to his company. He just killed them. Just took them out. He captured many women and children, which, might I add, the children were from an orphanage. In Raccoon City, he would just take them from there and experiment them towards his progress of godhood and bioweapons. Because, yeah, he told Wesker he wanted to become a god. But do you see what I'm saying? It's just weird that Capcom is trying to give us a redemption arc of Oswald E. Spencer. But who knows? When the interview happened, he was going to die. He knew he was very close to death, and maybe he decided to, hey, for the last moments that I'm here on this earth, I'm going to try to do something good with my life. For some reason. Even though in Resident Evil 5, when he was telling Wesker that he was supposed to be God, I believe it was around the same time, but hey, I'm not a story writer. I don't work at Capcom. But also, that's the end of the video. I really appreciate you guys watching this far, and I really wanted to thank you guys on the support for the Deadlock video. I did not expect it to do as good as it did, and I really, with every fiber of my being, want to thank you guys for that. Alrighty guys, hey, you guys have a good one, be safe, and I'm going to keep stealing this quote from James and Janice, be good people.